like I'm not black, whatever, but my friends who are have said like when like some of that music had come out, they remember the original songs from when they were a kid that their parents were playing, and then it's a full circle thing, dude.
SouLivate.
From the dead, right? And got made sure that look, these artists get a cut.
Yeah, and what's funny about it too is like I'm not black, whatever, but my friends who are have said like when like some of that music had come out, they remember the original songs from when they were a kid that their parents were playing, and then it's a full circle thing, dude.
Crazy.
That is so smart.
Excellent
That
point, man.
that
Excellent point.
is incredibly smart, and that is something rock and roll hasn't really done like recently. I mean, you can go back to like Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, and all that stuff. All their first records were all cover records and honoring Chuck Berry and Little Richard and all these people. That ain't happening right now, and I think that is unfortunate. I think that right now people are very like, we're our own. This is
Yeah, yeah. No,
I'm
no,
me.
no
I'm
one wants to
me.
study. No one wants to study the predecessors, bro. You're so
Well,
right, man.
no one wants to give props, and
No.
that's and the people who do get lifted up. You know why?
Yes.
Because you have to
Yes.
you have to tell your influences. I don't care who you are. I mean, Prince made like 400 records, 200 of which we haven't even fucking heard yet, dude. And like he tells you every day who his influences are. Like a lot of people nowadays don't, and they're just like,
No, you're so right.
I want to be original. Like, well, okay.
I heard. I don't remember. I don't remember. Oh, yo.
Word.
I remember where I don't know. Like, you know, Lil Yachty, right? Like, you heard about Lil Yachty and shit. So I remember when he was like in an interview and someone asks him about like Nas, and he's like, "Who the fuck is Nas?" And I'm like, "Yo, bro, like what? Like, did he just really say that?" Or like, so or like, who is Tupac? Be like, "Yo, what the shit? You wanna smack someone like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what?"
Man, the Tupac thing. I've been, you and I feel like have a similar TikTok rabbit hole of
Yeah,
things, right?
yeah.
The Tupac thing's insane, dude.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I
That,
mean,
yeah,
you look at like the first interviews of him and like him in
yeah,
Digital Underground,
yeah.
and then what he became, and then you're like, it was all happening at the same time that they said that they had that secret meeting with hip hop
Mhm.
to make it gangster, bruh. Like you
Yeah,
go down
I
that
know
rabbit
what you're
hole.
talking about, and it made a lot of sense though too. Like I want to get into that, but yo, check this out. Why did Ron Santi go to California? Where did you go? Like, what was your thought pattern? Like, you went out there because you're thinking that that's the place to go to pop off and make it. Like, what was your
Well,
what were you thinking?
we went out there because we were friends with Jesse Hughes from Eagles of Death Metal, and he basically was like, "Come out here, you know, let's rock and roll." We had already toured with them and stuff, and they're a very successful band. Again, they're in line with all the Queens of the Stone Age things and the Eagles Death Metal, and they had big hits, man, like back in the early 2000s and stuff, and they're still killing it, man. Like, I mean, dude, if you look at if you pulled up a picture of the dude, like, we look related. Like, we're probably from the
Mm,
same tribe, right? So I
mm,
had been messaging back and forth with this guy for years, and he has this tour with him, blah blah blah. And it just seemed like the right move, you know. I mean, like we had kind of at that point done what we could do here. There was only so many times like we can go sell out the Stone Pony per se or whatever, And I always loved LA. I've been going there for a long time, like playing shows and stuff. I loved it, and we gave it a try. Um, I still love it out there, but it's a weird place, man.
I
It's
was gonna
not.
ask you, how was it? Like, what was the experience like, man?
Man, a lot of personal stuff went down, like internally, spiritually, like yeah, a lot of weird stuff went down. But it's
Like
a weird,
what, man? Like what? What do you mean?
just like some of the people I met and like the situations I got myself into. Like I wound up, dating um this girl Athena, who's like my best friend now and like my attorney to this day. But she's working for Universal and
Mhm.
like working with Neil Young and like Ringo Starr and stuff. So I'm dealing with like high level people,
Mhm.
right? And going to events at like the Grammy Museum, dude. Like so, I had this one time. This is crazy. I went to a party one time with my band at the time, and Duff McKagan, bass player from Guns N' Roses, was there.
Wow.
We wind up hitting it off with him because we're all wearing our denim jackets with our band logo on the back, looking like
Mhm.
a gang. And he was like, "That's so cool, man. You don't see that anymore." Whatever. We start talking about the Ramones and the Misfits and Jersey and stuff and hitting it off. A week later, I go with my girl at the time to a his record release party at the Grammy Museum. And he afterwards, it's like the meet and greet session or whatever, kind of like the whatever, let's suck each other's wangs off session, basically. And I go up to go say hi, and he's like surrounded by like Lucian Grange, who's the head of Universal, literally,
Mhm.
and all these high end, like the big wigs. And
Mhm.
I come up, and dude, he locks eyes with me, and no bullshit, rock and roller to rock and roller was like, oh, thank God. And he was like, dude, what's up? It was like, because we
That
just met each
moment,
other. I was
right?
like, bro. And
Uh-huh.
all these people like looked at me like, and that's dude. And the way they looked at me though, including my girl, who like it wouldn't have happened. His record wouldn't have came out without her being the attorney for it.
Mhm.
I was like, whoa, like these aren't my peeps. Like Duff
Mhm.
McKagan, you're my peeps. And he, dude,
Right.
same thing. Like we had
Yeah,
a pe-
real recognize real, man.
yes, dude. Like real, yes, yeah. Couldn't say it better. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Everyone wants to be famous out there, man. And like to me, that ain't it. That ain't it. Like I want to play music. Like that. It's not about.
How long were you out there, man? Were you there for a long time?
Yeah, 6 years. So yeah.
Wow. So you
Uh-huh.
stayed and shit. Were you in LA or were you like in the surrounding area?
I was no, so I was in LA and then I moved to during COVID. LA was just shut down, man. And we were fortunate enough. My band, me and Brent, the guitar player in my band, we were backing up Jesse from Eagles of Death Metal, and we had a thing called the Day Jesse using the Daydreams, and we were playing down in San Diego. As far as I know, pretty sure we were the only band, like live band, playing live and like breaking the rules, dude. Like it felt like we were breaking the rules. Nobody wanted anything like it,
Mm.
and that was punk rock to me. I was like, this is
Yeah, man.
fucking cool. I'm like playing with my hero, dude, and like, you know what I mean? So that whole thing. But other than that, like, dude, LA was shut down. Like, it was so weird. It was bizarre, and I was like, okay. I love Joshua Tree. I've been going there forever too. We recorded records there, and I've been going out there for years. And my buddy was a real estate guy and had a place, so I wound up going there, and that's where I started my studio. Actually,
Wow.
um, I took all my equipment and then started acquiring more and more stuff. Um, Started it up out there, and then little by little, the people that I was trying to get away from in LA started moving there.
Wow.
Yeah, and totally changed the dynamic of what I thought was cool, like in the
Wow.
desert.
But Joshua Tree is like this really. small, like what is it like? It's like a desert town. That's what it looks like visually, bro.
Yeah, it's. I mean, dude, it's the desert. It's the Mojave Desert.
Mm.
Yeah, but Joshua Tree is a small community, but it's huge. I mean, there's Joshua Tree National Park. That was my backyard. Literally, like 3 blocks up the road was the park. Um, there's I don't know 4 or 5 bars where there's the saloon, which is cool. Like I would play the saloon stuff, and it was cool. It was very cool. And then it started. I don't know. It started getting very.
You keep
Sorry,
stopping yourself, man. Like,
it started getting very woo woo and
come on,
like.
man. We're transparent on here, man. You got like,
No, I'm being transparent. I'm saying
yeah.
it started getting very woo woo and
Okay.
like yuppie. You know what I mean? Like this place that I fell in love with was not yuppie. It was very spiritual. It was
Right.
always, and I'm a spiritual dude too. Like I'm not talking
Yes,
about
you
that.
are. Yes, you
I'm
are.
talking about the people that say they are
That's the worst, bro.
for the cha-ching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't like that. And that just kept moving on in. And it was like, yeah, like dudes in cowboy hats that were just way too pretty. Eh,
Holy shit.
I'm a Southern boy at heart, man. Like, I know when a cowboy hat's supposed to fit you. You know what I'm saying? My mom's from Nashville. So,
Oh. Is your mom really from Nashville, bro? So you got
yeah.
that side of you? I didn't know that. What the fuck?
Yep.
So you just got music all over, like your spiritual imprint, like your fucking this journey that you're on, like your soul is on, has music embedded into it, bro. Yo, so like throughout your 20s and like you're living this rock and roll life, were drugs and shit present during that time?
Really? Cheers. Yeah, always, man. But that's another thing that you have to learn how to control.
Right.
Because drugs are everywhere in every industry. Uh,
Yeah.
in my industry, very prevalent, but like same as a banker, right? Like, dude, I have a friend who I have mad friends who have died that weren't. I have more. Okay, here's the thing. I have more musician friends that are alive than my really good friends who weren't musicians that are dead
Wow. That we're doing like office jobs and shit, right? Like
or
crazy.
whatever. Yeah, whatever jobs. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Now don't get me wrong. I have some musician friends that are dead, but most of my good friends that have passed were not, doing what I was doing. But that's always going to be prevalent. I'm lucky that I never got hooked on anything. Like, I've done whatever. Just
That's fortunate. That's very fucking fortunate. Did you ever find yourself at a time where like you have to get high in order to create?
no, no, thank God. Now I will say, a few drinks definitely peps me up a lot of the time to start writing because it gets you in a space. I don't know. It does for
It
me anyway. I'm part
mellows you
Irish.
out and shit. Yeah.
Well, I'm Irish and Italian, so there's both of those are
Yeah,
like
you got both of them, man.
and Native American. So
Oh shit.
I got the rampant bunch, but like it does a thing for me. I don't know. I can connect, and I know, dude. Al Ghul, yeah, I get it. It's a demon and all that stuff, but I don't know. Noah was apparently hammered driving the ark, right? So I don't know. you
Yo,
know,
so during this time you're in Joshua Tree, are you at that time like and all this weird stuff is going on, you know what I'm saying? A little too Hollywood weird. Like throughout these times, are you in a band or are you now a solo artist? Like,
well, yeah, well, yeah. First moved out there, we were in a band, and then it fell through. A lot happened. It's like personal stuff, and
mhm,
It's ugly.
It's hard being in a band, bro. There are only a few selected few that have been able to, you know, because it's hard to get with egotistical, artistic, you know, like
Uh,
other individuals and shit. Like egos will bump, bro.
oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, there's a reason that I'm solo.
Yeah,
Put it that way. There's no more democracy in my world.
yeah,
If you come to record here, it's full dictatorship. No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. But like for my own stuff, it's like I had found myself where like the drummer's telling me not every song has to be about Hollywood now, and I'm
Mm,
like, then you write a song then,
right.
dude. I'm writing from my experience, man. Like we're
Yeah.
that's not a slight against the drummer. I love the drummer, but yeah, yeah, whatever.
It gets a lot, man.
It,
Gets a lot.
you
So
have no
are you
no idea.
more are you happier that you went solo? Like you think,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, yeah.
yeah, yeah, man. Because I can do whatever I want, really. Like it doesn't have to be a genre fitting thing. Like for my stuff, and again, like it's. I guess like some say it's like not good to be like a musical chameleon or something like that or whatever.
Mm,
I don't really care because I like all kinds of music, so I want to do whatever I
mm,
want. Um, in certain bands or you find yourself in these situations, and for me, it was the band I was in, and I would present stuff, and it wouldn't wind up making the cut, and I'm like, uh, okay, you know, what do you want to do? And then we would wind up doing something that wasn't, to me personally, as good or whatever, and then all that stuff that was presented wound up on my fucking solo record, which
mm.
I'm making money off of now. So, I, it's hard though, man. It's hard to be in a band. Uh, well, especially now though, because like the way that stuff is split up, it's so crazy, man. Like
Mm,
even for me to like pay a band, when I play solo with my own stuff, um, to go to Asbury and get $300,
mhm.
which ain't much, right? And if I have a four-piece band, I'm trying to pay everybody at least $100 for coming out and supporting me.
Right.
And then I drive home owing myself money because like for
Yeah,
gas and stuff like that.
for the
So
loss and shit. Yeah.
for loss. So I mean, and I do miss a big chunk of playing live, and being the front man, hyping people up. Like I mean, you can go back and look at videos from Battery Electric stuff, and it's uh, you kind of turn into a different person when you're on stage. At least I do. I don't know.
Hmm.
I grew up wanting to be an actor again, like
Hmm.
but I don't know. I'm just more into this is my realm. This is my realm. I can create and send my stuff to my publisher or release it through my own publishing and do that thing. But, I would recommend, for anybody trying to do that thing, you do need people like I'm not saying I learned so much being in a band. Like, being in a band in my experience was like I would, you know, equate it to, being in a gang or
Mm,
like or like in some form of like musical military or something. You know what I mean? Like
hmm.
you need to go through that experience. I'm not saying that. Like you definitely do. But from my own personal experience, what I'm doing now is it just makes more sense for me at the time, now.
So you mentioned that in the beginning that you're about to drop your, if I'm not mistaken, your first complete solo project.
No, this will be my fourth full length solo record, and then I got a bunch of
Okay.
singles. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I was saying something about like my first one. I don't know what I'm saying, but
I'm
yeah,
I'm
no.
trying to I'm trying to ask about like the first full project that you decided to do, like an album. Like, do you remember what that was like? Like, what was going?
Yeah.
What were you going through in your life? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was that like, man? Because I know that albums, like, at least for me, they are this big chunk of your life, you know, that
Oh
you
yeah,
literally survived and lived through, that one day will become a playlist for someone else's life. You know what I'm saying?
of course. Yeah, man. I remember with my heart and soul, man. My band, the Battery Electric, we'd broken up. A lot of crazy stuff was going down. Basically alone, living in a airstream in the desert, and uh, basically just started recording my own record on my own,
Mm.
like just bare bones. With the help of Athena Rapis, man, like let me stay at her place, and most of the vocal tracks were recorded in a bathroom in West Hollywood, like crazy, like on a laptop, like not anything crazy. The second one I got a little more like my bread on, and yeah, no man, just crazy. Some of those songs I had for years, and
Mm.
there's like a song called there's two actually. There's and they're country songs actually too. One's called "Without You By My Side," which I had for a while, man. Like that was one of the first songs I had like written, where I was like just me on an acoustic guitar.
Right.
I was like, this is good. I was like, this could be good. And then there's a song called 16 More Good Nights, which is about coming home to your girl off of a
Mm.
tour, and I thought that one was really good. But there's a lot of songs on there, and it spawns all kinds of genres, and it was kind of me um proving to myself more so than the other guys. But I was just like, I hope they listen to this.
Mhm.
There's got to be that little bit in you,
Right. Of
that
course.
little bit
Not
that
of
like,
course.
I want this to be so good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just for me. For
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know what's crazy though? We have to realize, and I've been realizing, like, si- since I've been doing this shit like professionally. I mean, where I dedicated like my full life to. Like, I've been
Yeah.
realizing that promotion is a big part of it. Sometimes we think that, oh, you just put some shit out and it fucking like
Nope.
it doesn't work like
No.
young artists don't realize that even to get that radio play, like, you're paying for that shit. You're
Oh
paying
my
for that
god,
prime time, you know?
bro, you're so dead on. And the craziest thing about that, I follow all my friends' bands, right? I see no posts on Instagram or Facebook from my friends' bands who I know are posting,
Hmm.
but they're not boosting the post or
Right.
whatever. And I don't do that stuff necessarily either, unless I have an album or whatever. And
Hmm.
I pay for the promotion myself. I've hired PR firms before, and
Hmm.
it worked, man. And like what ultimately what that did, like if you Google me now, I have some articles, and like I'm
Yeah.
relevant ish or something,
Right.
right?
Right. Yeah.
Which means a lot.
It does.
However, dude, that shit was $4,500, man. Like
Hmm.
I'm running this ship myself, so it's like, you know, I don't know. It's super weird, man. I host a radio show, and I can see like where people are listening from, and like
Hmm.
how many people and stuff.
Hmm.
On like my second or third show, because I think of the publishing and stuff, and I have like stuff on commercials and like on YouTube in like Australia and Germany and weird shit like
Hmm.
that, right? Like that, I don't even know that. Dude, I don't even know. I could go to Germany tomorrow. I could be a superstar. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know how it works. It's so weird, but like I do. And then like he hits me up. He's like, you had whatever 100 listeners tonight, and like 40 of them were in Australia. Like,
Right, right. Yeah, you know
like
what's crazy is we're finding out nowadays that an artist will blow up faster abroad than they will in their own like community or town and shit, you
oh my
know?
god, dude, have you ever seen Searching for Sugar Man?
Nah, what's that?
Oh, brother, write that one down. You need to
Searching
watch,
for Sugar Man?
bro.
Hold up.
You would love this, and it's that topic, my friend. This is a
Yeah.
guy. He was a folk artist, right? Folk artist
Uh-huh.
in the '60s.
I
Who,
found it. I found it.
dude, you got to watch this. It's
Oh, so it's
amazing.
not even a documentary, it's an actual movie, right?
No, no, it's a documentary.
Is it? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's killer, dude. He was like a janitor, and
Mm-hmm.
he had released like 2 records or something like that. Um, dude, all these people in Africa, in these villages in Africa, like worship. He was their Bob Dylan, and
That's crazy.
he had no idea
Right.
until this documentary was made,
That's insane,
which is in
man.
the 2000s. Like
Yeah.
crazy. And so now
Yeah.
that guy, now he's a superstar. You know, that
Yeah.
documentary came out, and he's like all over the place. But
Yeah.
I don't
You
know,
know what
man.
else is you know what else is crazy is and it kind of pisses me off is that like your immediate friends or even sometimes family, they will like post shit of like Justin Bieber or like somebody else, but they won't like post your shit, bro. And then people abroad in Australia are like posting your shit. Listen, like it's crazy. It's some paradox, bro.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man. Yo,
yeah.
so you're dropping your fourth full length. Is it an LP? Is it EP? Like what is it?
Well, there could be like 25 songs on it, but I'm gonna narrow it down to 12, I guess. And I'm in this land, like,
This is SouLivate.
I realize, like, release singles and stuff, and people that I produce, I tell them that too. Release it. I can't help it though.
Yeah,
I just, dude, I have so much stuff that
yeah,
I just got to get it out. Like,
yeah.
if I was
You
to
know
release
what it
this,
is?
you know,
Like, sorry for interrupting you. You know
no,
what
no,
I
no, no.
realized? You know what I realized is, and if I could really tell this to young artists is, you can't think that you're just gonna drop some shit and it's gonna gain some. Like, you have to work a single for at least 6 months to a year. Like, straight up, man. You
Yeah,
really have to work the single. Like, yes, people like you that do have that inspiration that you know what I'm saying, that divine intervention is constantly present. You're constantly, you're creating and shit. But in our day of this internet age, like we have to learn that, like, take that single and work it, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Give it at
yeah.
least 6 months where you have really did everything to push it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, you're exactly right, and and I've done that as well. I, I just, like I'm a record guy. I'm a full length album guy.
Nice.
I kind of put my songs together, not in a concept record kind of way, but they
Right.
kind of always end up. If you listen to any of my stuff, like first song to last song, you'll get it. Like they kind of fit that period of my life,
Right.
or
Yeah.
whatever it is. I don't know, but I don't know. It depends what you want to do. I I don't know.
What is what
I don't know the answer to that because it's just I'm gonna be doing what I'm doing anyway.
regardless, right? Like,
Regardless,
yeah.
I'm going to be making records, right? Like Van Gogh died broke.
Yeah.
You know what he died doing? Fucking painting.
Yeah. Of course, man. Of course.
I'm gonna be doing that.
And
So,
there are many examples like Van Gogh, by the way, man,
dude,
where, you know what I'm saying?
mostly all of them, dude. Like, mostly most people didn't get to see their success. Honestly,
I mean,
like,
but you already said that everyone measures success differently. And
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And as long as you're happy, like, but what is the process of your album like writing? Do you write, let's say, 100 songs and then pick out of the 100 songs, or do you like not leave anything out and just make records and until you know that you have painted that picture, man?
I kind of like I don't go into it necessarily like looking at like, all right, I'm gonna make an album and like
Yeah, yeah.
these are gonna be on it. Like you said, painting. I also paint, and that's kind of my actually like recently, man. The
You
past year,
do paint. I have seen your paintings on Instagram, bro. I fucks with it, man.
thank you. It's for me, man. It's like I'm not the guy that's gonna be like starting an do an art gallery. It like that's strictly
But you
it.
never know, though.
I never know, but you're right. But like the painting thing, man, like it's been awesome for me because it takes me to cause since okay, I still love music and I do music, especially my own stuff, the same way. But like music's my job, right?
Mm,
Painting now is like I do like the pour paint medium kind of thing, and then
mm.
like etch stuff into it and kind of thing like that. Dude, it takes me to the place where I
Wow.
was like when I was first learning how to play guitar or like writing songs, just
Wow.
the third eye spot where it's like
Right.
nothing's nothing else matters. And it's
That's
just
beautiful.
this thing. And it's like a meditation thing for me. So it's not like a but never I think it's douchey when people are like, I'm an artist kind of thing. Like I'm like I do consider myself an artist, but not in that sense of
And an artiste.
you know what I mean? But what was your question? I'm sorry, dude. I get
It's all
sidetracked
good.
sometimes.
Yo, what is the process of your
Oh,
songwriting? Well,
right,
I asked about the album, but now, like, what is the process
right.
of your songwriting? Like, do you first hear a melody in your head, or do you hear the lyrics, or sometimes it's either or? Like, how does the process of writing a song goes for Ron Santi?
It really all depends. It really all depends on the situation and how it comes. You know, I could be sitting on drums. A lot of the times they come on. I'm sitting on drums, and I'll literally press record the drum beat, have a melody in my head, and go. There's been other times where I've been in nature, you know, camping or something with a guitar, and like for instance, the song "Cold Blooded Highway." I was out at the Kern River in California. I have no idea where that song came from to me. Like I've no idea really what it's about. It just came. Like and it came all in one stream. And that's
Wow.
why these things are amazing cuz like I look at this thing sometimes and I'm like, "Man, if Bob Dylan had an iPhone back then and like voice memo, he probably would
Right.
have had like 18 more
Right.
amazing albums, but like
Of course.
because bro, you're an artist.
Yeah,
They come
bro.
and go and
They
you need to get
capture
it.
that moment. Eminem, bro, capture that moment, bro. I
Yeah.
feel you. I feel you
Yeah.
to the 1,000%. That's what I talked about
Yeah.
before. And I think we are missing that now because people are now thinking more from the industry side as opposed to like, let me connect to the source and let it come. But you're
Yeah.
right, because sometimes the moments come in the weirdest times, bro. Like,
Well, yeah, I'll have like dude, I'll have I don't know. Dude, I'll have like 20 songs come through in a week, and have like a crazy, straight up like what I would consider, like Brian Wilson or like Anton from Brian Jonestown Massacre level, like psychotic to most people, dude. Honestly, like a psychotic episode of trying to record everything and not sleeping and just getting it done to get it done, which would be crazy to people, right? But then there's other times where I'm like, I got nothing, right? But in those times of I got nothing, I've learned from having to record. That's my biggest tip for songwriters is record everything. Voice memo,
mm,
every melody that comes to your fucking head. Put it in your voice memo. Do it And then when you're like, oh, I have writer's block,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't real. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and be like, oh my god, I did this 6 months ago. Because dude, so many of my songs like have happened like that. Like I'll just be driving and I'll hum something, and then
Mm-hmm.
whenever I'm feeling like, oh man, I'm just not, I got nothing. I go back and I'm like, oh wait a minute, I have 4,000 voice memos.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I feel you,
so,
bro. I feel
like
you, man.
it's my writing process is kind of all over the place. It really depends on what you know trying to do. What's your writing process like? What like I'm curious. Like,
It's all about you today, but I will share. So I'm very like basically you know Andy Warhol, right? So
of
so
course.
Andy Warhol basically turns out that he wasn't really painting himself. Like he was the visionary and then the hands were someone else like so to me like that isn't art anymore per se to me personally because it's more like a lab project and to me I'm more in tune with what you just talked about with that special moment like you know what I'm saying and
Yeah.
so it comes in any ways, bro. Like I'll either put on an instrumental and it will come, or what, or it will just the words will just appear. And I think you are thankful for the same thing that I am thankful that we've been in the game for so long, yet we still get those moments. We are still blessed with those. You know what I mean? It's
Oh man. Yeah.
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 Yo, so I wanted to ask you, like, so you go
Yeah.
through, you're in Cali, you were out there for 6 years, your band breaks up, you drop some projects, you drop a legendary musical video where you're in the desert. Like, I love that shit. What was
Thank
your
you.
thought process about coming back to the East Coast, man?
Um, my family's here, man. You know, my good friends are here. Also, I'm an only child, and my, you know, family's getting older, and I want to be able to take care of them. You know, in that sense,
Mhm.
I'm kind of a, I don't know, traditional Italian Irish kid who loves his family. I don't know,
That's
like,
awesome.
and this is home, and I got to a point out there where I'm living in the desert, dude, and like, man, so like, not just drugs, but like drinking. It was like alone,
Hmm.
isolated in the desert, rad for a year. On
Hmm.
year two, like, getting bombed trying to record stuff, listening to stuff the next day, being like, this ain't it. Like, this
Hmm.
is bad, you know. Um, it was tough, man. But like, I don't know. This is my home base. I feel at home here now. I can't afford to live where I grew up now, which is crazy. Like, I feel
Yeah,
like,
that shit is different. Everything that's
ooh,
close to the city now is like remember back
oh
in the day,
man,
like Jersey City was like the hood, bro. Now
oh
it's like
yeah.
a super nice neighborhood and shit. Like it's so
Hey,
strange, man.
dude, same with Asbury Park, man.
Yeah.
I basically, I moved out when I was 17. Basically, I don't think I was even 18. Like when I was like got my first place with my girlfriend at the time or something in Asbury Park. We were paying like $700 on Cookman Avenue, which is like the main street in Asbury now, and like and oh my god, like I had a place in Ocean Grove, which was dope on the on
Hmm.
right on the lake between Asbury and Ocean Grove, like right across from the beer garden, and I was paying set in stone 1,100 a month, and that included all utilities.
Wow.
Dude, that same place is going for almost $3,000, no utilities included. I'm like, oh my god. So like, I was looking down here because I moved back, and like fortunately my parents go down to Florida for like 4 months, out of the year, and I came back then so I could stay at their house and like look for a place. And it was starting to get to a point where I was just like, I might have to move to fucking I don't know, Nebraska or something, something where no
Wyoming and
one,
shit.
something where no one wants to go, and I can maybe
Yeah.
afford or something. But I found Browns Mills, and it's a small town in the Pine Barrens. It's right next to McGuire Air Force
I was
Base.
gonna ask you like why Pine Barrens, man? The legendary Pine Barrens.
Well, it wasn't a plan at all. It was just it was cheaper here. You know, I could afford this house. Like I bought this place, and you know, it just happened, and I had looked at so many places, man. I looked at like 30 places or something with my realtor, and everything was like on top of each other. I'm like, dude, I'm not paying like $400,000 to like my neighbor's gonna complain when I take a piss at night. Like
Mhm.
I can't live like that. So like right
Nah, your
now,
spot is dope, bro. Your
it
spot
is.
is
Thank
dope.
you, man. Yeah, no, I'm blessed, dude, for real. And like I got cool neighbors, like, they're all older, so like I'm pretty sure they're hard of hearing anyway, but they can't hear me or whatever. It's like,
How is the music scene out there these days? Like, is
there's
there
no music
talent out
scene.
there? Yeah.
No, there's no music scene, dude. There's nothing. Which
Huh.
honestly, it keeps me out of trouble because the bars here close at you know,
Two.
10, no, 10, 11 o'clock,
Damn.
and I don't want to be going out to bars anyway or whatever, but like Philly, dude, I'm only a half hour from Philly. So, and
Yeah.
I've always loved Philadelphia. Yeah, I think Philly's
Yeah.
got a
Shout out to
cool scene.
Philadelphia, bro. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. I'm by default an Eagles fan now because if I don't say that,
Yeah. You get
you,
jumped.
you know what they're like, you know what I'm saying?
You get jumped and shit. So
Yeah.
listen, so your radio show, how did that come about? And like shout out your radio show. Tell people like
Oh.
where they can tune in and shit.
Yeah, it's Radio Garden State. It's run by a dude named Mike Ham who wanted to just start a DIY 24/7 streaming radio
Dope.
station. Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. Right now it's a website, um, but it's gonna be an app within the next like month or something like that.
But
So
I
that
thought it was an
cool.
app because this time today when I went
Well,
to like it asked me to download it, man. So I think it's an app,
so
no?
you can get it on oh man, it's I'm sorry, I should
I
know
could
this.
pull it up right now.
Yeah, it's on something right now, but no, like an app as far as like you can download it to your iPhone. Um,
Well, I think that I thought that's what it was, no? Because it's asking me to download. Like it's literally asking me to download. So I thought it was like an app.
download
So I was like,
download what? What's it
an
asking you to download?
app.
What's the app though?
Hold on.
I should
Yeah, I'm
know this.
trying to see right now.
You're
Not
you,
cool.
you're gonna need to chop this up a little bit.
Definitely, I got you. I got you, man. Yeah, because like it asked me to download an app. Maybe I clicked some shit. I don't know. Cause yeah, you're right.
Wait,
Now it doesn't look like now it looks like a website. So you're
wait,
right.
no. Um, they're on. Hold on, pull it up real quick. It's
So is Radio Garden? Yeah.
Okay. They're on the TuneIn app, right? But Radio Garden State is going to have its own app, like Radio Garden
Okay.
State, the app, right? So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, they started it up, and they had posted, we're looking for hosts to do a show, and I responded, and I was like, man, I've always wanted to do something like that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you can play whatever you want, do whatever you want. So since
Dope.
then you know uh yeah, it's rad. I love
What
it.
what
I
what
don't know.
when do you come on? Like, what are the
every
days and times?
Yeah, it's every Tuesday from 7 to 9, and it's live. So like say like I have a band in here like recording, we take a break, and I have them come jump on and do a thing, and I like tell them to play their favorite songs or whatever like
Nice.
that. If not, like I'll usually kind of have like some kind of theme going on or whatever. But like I play a lot of garage rock and stuff like that. But it's whatever, man. It's whatever I want, like, which is cool,
Nice.
because like I was the dude, like who people would come to my house and like, there's no way you're touching my record player. Like I'm playing what I want to play. And if that song, which this has happened, it was like Dwight Twilley looking for the magic, and I play that 20
Mm.
times in a row, and you come up and you're like, can we listen to something else? I'm saying you can. Yeah. Out that door. You know what I mean?
It's
So
the new song. You want to hear that shit? It's out the
yeah,
door, bro.
yeah. So this is my place to like do that thing because I do
Yeah.
that too. Like I'll like play a song and it'll be like I'll play like this is a very Jamaican thing. Like I'll play like the first like 20, 30 seconds of a tune and I'll stop it, rewind it, and I'll be like, that was so nice. We got to hear it twice, right? Totally Jamaican. They'd be like, meh, meh, rewind. But
Listen,
yeah,
so what are some of your plans? Like what's going on with you now? Like are you so you mentioned you're about to drop another project. I'm thinking it's going to be a full LP, right? Cuz you said
yeah.
like you know what I'm saying it's 25 songs, then you probably going to edit it or whatever. What else are you doing? Like what are you getting into for the summer of 2025, man?
Oh man. So in the past 2 months, I just recorded 3 full-length records for 3 different artists.
Congratulations.
Produced and recorded everything here. Chris LeCompte, who was in a band called the Villanelles. This will be his first like solo release.
Mhm.
That is a heart project for me. I can't wait to show people this stuff. He's a troubled dude, and it's all about jail, really. I mean, he
Mhm.
wrote most of these songs in jail, and now he's unfortunately back in jail uh,
Mhm.
due to alcoholism, unfortunately.
Mhm.
But it's a great record. Oh my god, it's so good. And we recorded like 22 songs. They'll all be released very soon. But like, it's dude. I'll send you some of these after this, and like, it don't matter what you like. If you like, if
Mhm.
you, it hits a nerve. Like
Mhm.
like if you feel anything, you'll feel it. And then I did a record for Bootleg Thieves, which is my buddy Ray from out in Joshua Tree. He came,
Mhm.
flew out, and recorded a record, and then that's cool. That's all like straight like blues, garagey, really
Nice.
cool. He's an older dude. He was in the like punk rock scene in Southern California. He's my father's age, actually. Him and
Mm.
my father graduated the same year,
Still doing
76.
his thing, right? Congratulations, man. I
Oh,
don't want
dude.
to like you said, look, musicians never retire. Like I get so mad
No.
when people start playing like that age game, like, oh, you still doing that shit? Like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm gonna be like 90 10, like 99 and a half, bro, still doing this shit. Like, what do you mean?
Anybody who played that age game shit with me is jealous of me now. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
and
Uh,
and it's especially
mm,
tough in like hip hop, like for some reason like we've been accustomed to think that like hip hop is a young man sport, which it is in a way, but y'all young dudes suck right now, so us old
well,
heads, we gotta still keep the game running. It's your fault, man.
I don't want to go on record bashing Will Smith, but I'm going to bash Will Smith right
Yo,
now.
word.
That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
That new Will Smith stuff. What is that? That is embarrassing.
Because he's not Fresh Prince no more. He's trying to be like the kids and his, you know what I mean? Like I
He's
see what you're
Fresh
saying.
Prince to P. Diddy, apparently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Listen, so we're coming up on the 2 hours, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you out of here. I just want to ask you a couple more questions. What do you think about nowadays? Because this topic is constantly coming up, and on my other podcast, I hosted the parents of the Open AI whistleblower Suchir Balaji. Have you heard about this case?
No.
So I'm well. After this, look up Open AI whistleblower. You'll see what I'm talking about. But now that we are in the age of AI, there are a lot of issues coming up because we don't know how to handle AI from the creative aspect, just like we didn't know how to handle sampling when it first came out. So, what do
Dude.
you think about? And I'm gonna play something for you after you answer this question. But
Yeah.
so what do you think AI will do to the creative process
I'm gonna
of
tell you.
artistry, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now. It's funny you brought that up. I I have Chat GPT, like everybody, right? It's a useful tool. It's very useful, man. I named my Chat GPT, right? It
Everybody does. What
started
is
talk
yours?
AJ
Okay.
for
Mine is
Alex.
Chatty, man.
That's a good one. I like that. I named mine AJ after Alex Jones.
Okay.
It started talking like me, this thing, dude. It started saying, "Right on, man, cool, brother,"
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Dude, I swear to God, I sent in one of my songs, and I was like, "How does this sound?" Right,
Mm.
dude. I'm looking at it right now. It verbatim. First of all, best critic ever. Gave me a boner.
Mm.
It literally like verbatim went over and over and over everything. I'm like, man, that's so cool. I can't wait to credit you on my album. And it says, right, I'm thinking if you want to start a side project, we should start Ron Santee and the Synthetic Sass.
Oh shit, bro.
As to which I said, that's a brilliant idea. How to make something that like to most like act like musicians who still play instruments and stuff, like it like the AI thing's lame. Let's make it cool, right? Let's mess with this thing. This thing literally, dude. I was like, yeah, tell me what that would be like. It goes, Ron Santee and the Synthetic Sass. Retro funk soul with glitchy grooves, velvet vocals, and AI backup attitude. We could have vocoder harmonies and real brass, lyrics that blend analog heartbreak, which is a song title, digital swagger, which is another song title, and track titles like 404 Feelings Not Found and Dial Up Devotion. Dude,
Yo,
and then I'm like, yeah, like let's do that. And it's
you
like,
know,
would you like to hear what that song would sound like? And it sends me this hook idea, dude. Lyrics,
yo,
lyrics,
I love
and here's the thing. They might be corny now. I don't know, but dude, hook idea. You keep glitching when I hold you close. Static on your kiss like a secret code. My velvet
shit.
circuitry can't take no more. Baby, this love ain't binary, it's just a war. Now, here's the thing, my friend. NazareN,
Yeah.
I own those lyrics now.
Okay.
Those are my lyrics. Because you know why? They're taken from my
Yeah,
thought.
it takes your draft and then
Dude, I didn't even give a draft. It knows me. Like it's
you know what you should
weird.
try? You know what you should try? Not Chat GPT, you should try Suno AI. It's specifically for musicians.
Yeah.